Hello and welcome back to the Mole Valley Maker channel. It's quite an interesting little bit here. Probably going to do a small bowl, maybe not a tiny bowl, but a small bowl. This is Silver Birch, but I think it's Silver Birch that has been subject to a heathland fire. A friend of mine who does groundworks gave these to me, and then when I turned one or two of them, I found underneath the bark, the external bark, it looked like there was a secondary layer that appeared to be affected by fire. And this is all charred here, and it's rock hard. And even though the rest of the log has got quite punky and quite soft, this is rock hard. So if any of you doubted the Japanese method of preserving wood by setting fire to it, here's your proof that actually it turns it into quite a rot resistant timber. So what am I going to do with this? I'm not 100% certain. I'd kind of like to keep some of this character. So I think I'm going to try and sort of emulate what Phil Anderson might do. Except I think Phil Anderson might make that the top. Whereas I'm going to make this the top. I'm going to hot glue this on to a glue chuck. And try and turn this in a way that gives us maybe 3 points of contact for the legs. It's going to be an ornamental piece, but I thought it might be something different, something fun. So I'm going to get that glued on there and then I'll come back. Hello and welcome back. So that is glued onto a glue block, and I'm going to start nibbling away, try and get a little bit of a round on the ends, and then hopefully try and establish where 3 points of contact are. So that's what we're going to do. At this moment he realised he has no chucking point for turning it round. Didn't think about that. What am I going to do? And that is why Phil Anderson would have turned it the other way around. I'm sure some of you are shouting something, but I guess that's about 20mm thickness there. This is quite hard. I'm wondering if I can kind of come in and make a very small tenon for my small chuck. Maybe. Let's give that a go. Or I could just sand the bottom flat and make the bowl in here. Yeah, I might try doing that. Okay, so you just saw me do some work on the back to bring that curve round there, back round there. It needs a little bit more work doing on it. I think I might change to a slightly bigger bowl gouge. I kind of like all this. If we can just smooth that and turn it into a bit more of a donutty style curve, I suppose. I can't come any wider because this is getting quite thin, but I think that's okay. I think I can probably go 4 or 5mm deeper. What's that, about 1/8 of an inch, I think. There's a bit of a ridge here still that I need to try and smooth out. And then I think there's going to be a fair bit of sanding. It's all fairly solid. Kind of gives a nice image of the all the different grains, some sporting, the burning, a little bit of punky wood, the bark. I mean, yeah, quite pleased with it. Right, crack on. Okay, I think I am going to spare you the sanding, and I will come back when it is finished. And I think we're going to put an oil finish on this. Right, see you in a bit. And welcome back, it's the next day, and here you can see the finished bowl. I think we're going to call it rustic. For me, the really interesting bit is about how this burning, how what I assume was probably the heathland fire, has really made this birch much harder and more resilient to rot. I have logs from exactly the same tree, possibly not exactly the same tree, but of the same group of trees, and this is typically how I would expect to see spalted birch. It's much softer tears. This has been rough turned because it was quite wet, but I am expecting to have to kind of stabilise that with some sanding sealer or something before making any final cut on it. And that's typically how I associate birch, silver birch. Whereas this is a completely different texture and hardness. It's also where this bit here is like a new growth, or maybe possibly even different seedling has grown over the top of some of the damage, because there's burning here and burning here, and but the inside of this is it was live, and interestingly also is a bit softer, like the bowl blank I just showed you. But you know, overall quite pleased. Wish maybe I'd move the bowl over very slightly, but you know, this is, I don't think it has, it's possible someone would use it. For me, it's a bit more of an ornamental piece. Anyway, quite pleased, and I'd just like to say thanks very much for watching.